Hi everyone, I'm Chad Abernathy, class of 2001, and welcome to Anything Can Happen Night. What is a Broughton Brawler? A Broughton Brawler is a fan, a friend, a colleague, a teammate. Most importantly, a Broughton Brawler is a family. And tonight we've gathered in the Truman High School field house, or what most of us would say, the house that Broughton built, to support our coach, our Hall of Fame coach, Steve Broughton. Coach, this one's for you.
One word about Coach Broughton, I would say, is compassionate.
Calm. Even-keeled.
Caring.
Is young. Humble.
Is consistent.
Is loyal.
Fight.
Genuine.
Winner.
Confidence and caring.
Leadership.
Simple.
Brother.
Patience.
Something funny about Coach was, or about the Gray Fox, he had gray hair at a young age. I played for him in the mid-90s and he was gray by then. And I think it was a Saturday morning in '96, he showed up with black hair. He had dyed it black. And within about the first 3 or 4 minutes around us, he was ready to get it out. In fact, by Monday it was gone. We were asking pretty well.
I can remember in practice one day, we were about ready to do a UCLA drill, and everybody loved it. And we were going to take a quick break. I just ran up, jumped, grabbed the rim, and completely shattered the backboard. And I was devastated, terrified. I knew my dad was going to kill me because he was going to have to pay for it. And all Coach did, he was calm, cool, collected. You know, he knew everything was going to be okay. And ultimately it was. He took care of everything for me. So.
Everybody asks why Coach Broughton always wears sweaters. Well, one game he wore a tie and a shirt, and we lost pretty badly. And after the game, he took his tie off, threw it in the trash can, vowed never to wear a tie again, and he never did.
You know, growing up through Truman camps, you know, we'd always play knockout at the end of camp. You know, I never won a game, but I'm pretty sure Coach is, you know, 2000-0. He's never lost a game, and you know, you'd think you see his name on the wall, you know, free throw champion, and you know, me being a career 50% free throw shooter, I wish some of that would have rubbed off on me. And you know, I just want to, you know, thank you for everything you've given to me and, you know, my basketball career, and given me the opportunities and helped develop the passion, you know, for the game that we all love, and I want to thank you for that.
We were playing in a district championship game against Blue Springs at Truman, and we had got a steal on a fast break, and Will dunked the ball and got a technical and kind of threw our momentum the other way. And a couple plays later, I got a steal and I scored a layup, and Blue Springs calls a timeout, and here comes Coach running on the floor, and he's pumping his chest, and you know, I thought that meant he wanted to do a chest bump with me. Well, I did the chest bump and he wasn't ready for it, and I about knocked him to the ground. And I remember that look on your face like, what the heck are you doing?
When we were during seminar, he'd be out in the gym and usually be playing pickup ball with other people playing knockout, whatnot. Well, we'd kind of skip school and go grab something to eat. And it was always, doors would be locked behind you. So you go in and talk to Coach real quick and be like, hey, we're gonna go out and get something to eat. Be like, well, you know, I understand. I was there once too. Bring me back a hamburger and fries and a drink. So that was our ticket back into school.
Started when I was in elementary school, and I remember playing summer league games. We had our separate teams, and a big thing I remember was he would always give the Hustle Award to my good buddy Josh Lynn, and I always got so mad at Coach for giving him to Josh because he was the smallest guy and ran around the court like crazy. But I remember Dusty was our team coach. Dusty's around here hanging out, and remember him when we finally won one game. We lost all of our games in the summer league, but won the last game. Dusty was doing cartwheels up the court, celebrating with us. So that was one of the big memories I had.
The first moment that I got on the varsity floor as a sophomore, it wasn't anything impressive. It wasn't anything for very long. I think I made it in for like 12 seconds at the end of a half. But in those 12 seconds, my 5'9" body had found a way to try to make a sky hook from the post, in which I got the disappointed face that people might have seen. I can't tell if he was squinting at the clock or just really not believing what he just saw. It was a kind of look. And I was right back to where I was 12 seconds before.
Me and a teammate, Drew Turner, we played Hoop It Up 3-on-3 basketball tournaments, and we would play local in Kansas City, and then we also would pick a place to go throughout the United States and pick one place to go play. So our senior year, me and Drew and a couple guys decided to go to Charlotte. So being high school students, we need money to do that. And so coach heard about it, and there happened to be a big ice storm or windstorm, and it knocked down a bunch of trees and tree limbs on his property. And so he heard, we didn't ask him, he heard that we were raising, trying to do small jobs to earn money to go on this basketball trip. And he came to us and basically asked us to come, clean up his property and cut down these trees and haul them away. And he gave us fairly substantial money to go and basically funded our whole trip. So I love and respect Coach Broughton, and he grew my love for the sport and the love for basketball.
We were playing in a team camp down in Springfield. That's when I learned the fine art of the three-point ball. So I was chucking every ball I got my hands on. And then I hacked somebody and they were shooting free throws, and coach, Tip, come here. He's squinting up at the clock, and I think he's gonna give me a play to run, press or something, and he says, now just because they're calling you a shooter doesn't mean you have to shoot it every time. So, okay.
Good story. You never want to let coach down. That was the worst part. The disappointing picking a head nod, and it followed me all the way after high school and into college when I was substitute teaching for you, coach. And I had to put up with some punk kids and sent a couple down to the office. And the next day you saw me in the hall and we're like, Glasgow, you sent those guys to the office. It's disappointing, and I think it's just because you had to do some extra paperwork.
One thing I remember about Coach too, my junior year we were playing St. Joe Central at their place, and we got our butts kicked. I didn't play that game because of my ankle, so I was on crutches, and he was kind of fuming after the game. But it wouldn't like Coach to fume after a game because he's not very intimidating. So he looked at me and asked what we needed to do. I just kind of started laughing, and he started laughing, everybody started laughing because we knew everything was going to be all right.
I was playing in the state championship when he always talks about that they could guard Larry Hughes, and that didn't work out very well for him.
Between my junior and senior year, we're headed down to basketball camp at then SMSU, but now Missouri State. There's a bunch of road construction on 13 Highway, and there's all these orange cones out. And I'm sitting in the passenger seat, and we're just at a crawl, just going real slow, and Coach Broughton rolls the window down and goes, hey, Halsey, knock over one of those cones. I just kind of looked at him. I was like, all right. So about 5 cones later, we were all giggling and laughing.
I think you'll probably remember this, playing Rockhurst our senior year, 1998, at St. Thomas Aquinas. And we're headed down the floor. I get a steal on a breakaway. Will's screaming behind me, just yelling, jumping. So I throw it off the glass, and he hammers it home and hangs on the rim. And not only does he get called for goaltending, but he received a technical foul, which happens to be his 3rd or 4th foul, I can't remember exactly, in the 3rd quarter. And so instead of going up by 8 and with a dunk, we ended up being up by 6, and they're shooting free throws, and Will's on the bench. I think you didn't talk to me for a week after that. Learned my lesson, but I think I'd do it again.
When it comes to Coach Broughton, I think of 3 life lessons that he's taught me, 2 of which I use every day, and 1 of which was more of a one-time shot. The first lesson is that when I look back at the Truman High School basketball teams, including ours, basically most of us were just average. And Coach taught us that by going after every loose ball, by boxing out for every rebound, and by trusting each other, we won a lot of games and we were very successful. And I take that into my life every day and try to work harder than the next guy to win. Number 2, run a play that you know and run it into the ground. Find a good one, like Jayhawk, and run it every time down the floor. And run it and run it and run it until they stop it. And when they stop it, just run it backwards or turn the other way. Because once you find a good play, normally it works all the time. And the third life lesson that Coach Broughton taught me is, and this was more of a one-time shot, I probably ought to marry that Leslie Palmer gal because Coach Broughton thinks she's all right. Good luck, Coach.
Because we were fighters. Coach, you're a fighter too. You're going to make it through this.
Got an army behind you. I think that tonight there's a bunch of people in this gym and around the area, thousands of people that have either played for Coach Broughton on the field or on the court, or have been in part of his classrooms, or knowing throughout sports venues or just being around him. And I think one of the things that everybody that's come in contact with Coach Broughton has in common is they're winners. The players that have played for him, those guys have been out and been successful in their careers and their jobs, and they're doing a great job every day, and a lot of that's because of the influences he imposed on us. We was talking to some of the buddies out in the hall there, and one of the things that you think about when you think about playing at Truman High School is those double doors that show up underneath that Patriot sign. There was one game where you stepped on that court and didn't believe that you were going to win, and I think that's what he brings, has always brought to Truman High School, and I don't see any reason why that's going to change now.
Coach, really thinking about you and hoping you get through this treatment like an all-star.
Coach, you meant a lot to me and my brother Kyle and our family, and we're thinking of you every day.
Coach Broughton, you're a strong man, a strong person. I know you're going to get through this, and we all love you.
Just be yourself, stay calm, cool and collected. You got this, and if anybody can beat it, it'd be you. Appreciate you, Coach.
There's a lot of people that say a lot of things and say they care about one thing or another, but when it comes time to show action, you don't always see those people around, and Coach Broughton is quite the opposite of that. You will see him in action before you ever hear him, but on the flip side, that makes his words that much more powerful. You've done so many things for me personally through your actions, and that's why I value so much our friendship, and the advice you've given me and the words you say mean that much more because of that. Stay strong. Stay focused, stay calm, like you always do. We're all here thinking about you, praying for you. It's going to be good.
You know, Coach Broughton you've willed a lot of teams to victories. You need to use that same will for yourself right now. You got a lot of people behind you, so let's fight.
Steve, you know, we've been together since we were 12 years old, and we've worked together and done a lot of things together, but I go back to our days of jumping off your mom's wall into the 3-foot pool, or staying up all night playing Stratomat till the sun came up. You know, I can't thank you or your family enough. You know that with what Betty and Keith have meant to me and our relationship along the years. all the Royals games, and just our friendship and our being fans of the Royals, us talking Royals for the last 45 years at midnight or 2 in the afternoon or wherever it might be. That never seems to be too far away from us, but you also know with everything that you've done for me, I would do anything in the world, anything possible in the world that there would be to do, I would do it. You know I love you. You know I love you and your family, and you know that I'm your biggest fan. Even more than being a Royal fan, I'm a Broughton fan. So hang in there. We're going to make this happen. See you later.
I just want to wish you the best, and just want you to know that we're all praying for you, and that you can count on us for your support and encouragement. And we love you, Coach.
Since I've had a lot of years of this, sitting on the bench,
my impression of Coach, and this happened in practice, this happened in games, this happened walking down the hallway. No matter what he's looking at, it always seems the same look on his face when he's trying to see who it is. That squint gets me every time, and it's this one. It's the
How was that?
He always looks at the ref, making a bad call. It's
the squint for at the scoreboard. Have a good one, Coach. Thank you.
I say the best coach squint that I remember. It's always when we're getting ready to line up on the line. He'd sit there over there, arms folded. He'd tell us on the line we need 47 seconds. Go. Hey, Billy, how were the strip clubs last night? Yeah. 20 seconds.
Something like that.
That's Coach B right there.
Dad, know that we love you, and you've got an army behind you, and we look forward to you beating this.